Okay, YouTubers update on the not so Tesup wind turbine. So this is going to be mine now. So basically, I do like the vertical design, the blades, it's cool. So I made the tops you saw with the slots in them for each of the blades. So now I have a working turbine that basically the blades are all in their slots and they can go round and round. I have to put the same aluminum strapping from the corners to the corners, and I'll rivet those in there. So this is all rigid. Nice band around that. I left the pole 6 inches on that side in case I do the airfoils on there. This way I can attach. I can also put a bolt in at any point on this and then attach it to the other side to drive it. Same thing on the other side. On the bottom, it goes through there and goes actually down through the table. That's the end of it. It's about 6 to 8 inches on each side. So I can go into a generator. And then I also rebuilt the Tesup base box. They actually put it together wrong. Go figure. So just point this out to them. I went and rebuilt this thing. And when I was rebuilding it, I noticed, I was like, these right here are actually cut with a bevel, so these will go flush, and these would go a little bit better flush. This was to the interior, so they had it backwards. They had the beveled side up, which these bevels were not exposed because the flat metal is on the top. So that's why the things were sitting awkwardly, and they had the nuts down there. So it was horrible. They had, so this whole plate the whole time was backwards from the factory. So because this was my mounting part down there, this was the ones that had the bolts coming down pressed on there. This is where the paint was from the edge of the thing when it was up, because when it was up, the thing sat up on there. So this was on the interior. This should have been exterior, which it wasn't, unfortunately. So now when it also sits, it doesn't have to sit up on those 4 hex heads. These are just sticking up the thickness of that, about a 1/16. So now when it sits flush pretty much with the surface. So now when it's bolted down this time on the stand, it will be holding it down. So now I have to find a 1 or 2 kilowatt generator that'll fit in here. I'll modify the insides, the brackets and everything, and even this, I'll change this to a 1-inch flange bearing if I have to. So that's it. And this by no means is waterproof. So even with their little meter in there, that was not any good, because that thing is not waterproof. They had that for the outside, and I'll show you that. They mounted this on the box. As you can see, that's just sits in there, and it's a plastic. There's no seal, nothing to keep the water out. This is opens right there. Both of those clips are open, and you can actually look right in and through the box, and the electronics are sitting right there below this. So this is not waterproof by any means. It's wide open. I don't know if I can see on the sunlight, but you can actually see right through the thing right there. You can see right through the sides. So that, like I said, is open, the electronics. It's not sealed by any means. And this was outside in the water. So I was wondering why it didn't work. Well, because moisture got to it, and you know what moisture does to electronics. So another failure on Tesup's part. Selling junk to people around the world. God, I wish I'd never purchased them. I went against my best inclinations to basically not to buy, and I did anyway. So, but I do love that design. I really do like the 6-blade design compared to the 12-blade. I'll have to put the banding straps around it and to get it to stiffen up, and then find a generator to mount it on. So that's where we're at with that. That part of the project's done. Just got to put the bolt holes through the top piece up there on the shaft. I just got to drill the holes there after I see what the generator's sitting, how much shaft I need, how much extra pole I have left over. So that's it for now. That's the update for the old Tesup. Never purchased one.